Hello ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to today talk about Starfield's leaks. They've been happening very regularly and with a decent amount of detail behind them. I'm not entirely sure if I'm allowed to make this kind of video, so if Bethesda does want to take it down, they can. I'm not going to be going over anything crazy because I don't think there's actually been any crazy leaks, but we have seen some stuff in the form of images that have been posted, and to be honest I do wonder if this is a form of marketing, things being slowly released by the devs themselves as leaks for the people to be excited for. By the way, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already because it helps a bunch and helps you see Starfield videos in the future. So this first one here is from some kind of starship with a gold dome on top of it. I can't think of what utility that would serve, but it is really cool to see it in the game, so we can basically see some kind of like in-game gameplay screenshot. You can see people taking pictures from outside. From what this tells me, it's either that you can view the starship when you land, and so they have to design the outside, or alternatively, or additionally, you can do spacewalks on top of the spacecraft. So that's the first kind of leak that we got. And there was something about like a ladder in one of the leaks as well, so that's kind of interesting. The reason I think this is perhaps the devs leaking this is because they're very obscure images. They don't really tell a massive story. They're just kind of like little teasers, and that's what I kind of like about them. There's also this, I think this guy called Scozy who has some kind of leak of this image here as well. There's some kind of like thing that you can pull, which I guess opens up the doors, I would assume. This to me looks like a modular building, so I do wonder if like you run a spaceship which is modular and can grow as you grow as a Starfield commander of your ship, or whatever it happens to be. For example, this could be a space station module, or it could be a weapons development module, or whatever it happens to be. Now there were also a bunch of different leaks from 2018 which actually looked really cool, and I did also want to mention them because they look interesting and I think they're worth going over because many of you may not have yet seen them. So we've seen what was essentially some suits in a similar way to how you would see them in Fallout, where you just see a suit by itself without anyone in it, and the assumption here is that different character models can wear this, and also perhaps you could steal it. And also my argument would be made that is this either a set, is it something that each piece is independent, like an independent head, independent torso, independent legs, independent boots, or is it all one piece and it's just the suit entirely that you're seeing here, or is it again just parts of a suit all put together? We also see in this image here 9 out of 11 a lab picture. This is really interesting, and also 10 out of 11 because again it's showing this kind of weird lab and we really do not know what that is. There's also been some ships leaks. This is one of the ships here. Now, to me this looks really like this is more of a transport kind of ship rather than something related to the module that we were seeing before. And so perhaps this is maybe how you travel around in space, and then you use kind of the other place as like a home for all of your adventures. Maybe somewhere you can go back to, you can research, you can do weapons development again. Maybe somewhere that is where your companions stay. And then again, you can only take one companion with you, like in previous games of Bethesda's titles, and just have that one person with you on the ship. I know a lot of people are really hyped about these leaks because they are so numerous and various in detail and scope. A part of me really is also interested in these leaks because it reminds me of how not only big the development size is for Starfield. I think they have like 400 people working at Bethesda, but also the scope of it as well, because this has been worked on for so long, it hasn't been rushed. On Cyberpunk, I think they had something like 400, 500 people working on the actual game. With Bethesda's title, obviously everyone working at the studio isn't going to be working on the game, but we could assume say 300, 200 people are going to be working on that game, and a lot of it really in game development, from what I can tell, is just as much to do with quality as it is the amount of people. And so assuming these are competent people, it should go pretty well. and they should be able to develop this really big game, which is again what we're all really hoping for. Now there's also another leak, ironically, again of someone looking at a wall of a space area, and again with all of these leaks it seems to be very much about the ships so far at least, and the suits, and not so much about the worlds, which is interesting because I was thinking going into Starfield that it was going to be more about exploring the worlds, and that was a lot of what I was looking forward to. So I'm hoping that's still going to be the case, but we'll see. Now here's some more pictures here of some Starfield leaked stuff. A lot of this, from what we can tell of, is going to be from the 2018 build of Starfield, so it's things from, again, many years ago. It could have been from a disgruntled employee, or again it could be controlled leaks by the developers themselves as a form of hype, which again people seem to like leaks just as much as they do official information from the developers. We did also hear Todd saying that it's going to be the biggest engine overhaul. He's always reiterated the graphics each time, but this is going to be the biggest one so far in recent years, perhaps in a very long time. They've worked on the rendering, animation, AI, pathing, and procedural generation of the new Starfield game, and so we're excited to see that feature in the game. We also do know that RTX can be used for the, in these leaks we see the lighting isn't amazing, and maybe RTX can be enabled to enhance the shadows, enhance the lightings, so hopefully the leaks aren't going to be representative of how the lighting is going to look in the final thing. One of the best things about Bethesda is that they rarely remove features from their installments of their game. They rather build on everything and they work on what they've done in the past. I'm very excited to think about what the questing, the space travel, the sound design and the physics engine is going to bring in terms of extra additions to the game on top of what they've had previously. It would be interesting to see if, because maybe this is actually hypothetically could be set in the Fallout universe in a time where 350 years ago or 320 years ago people decided to leave Earth before that nuclear apocalypse happened in the Fallout universe, and perhaps this could be an offshoot from that to keep everything in the same universe for future games. I really don't think that potentially could be happening, but it certainly is interesting to think about. I did also want to mention that the original Starfield watch, which was leaked, was first found in 2013, 9 years ago, which is ridiculous to think. By the way, if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because it helps a bunch with the algorithm and helps you see future Starfield videos in the future. Have a great day guys, until next time, GG, subscribe.